It's all right, I'll just attribute this to your drinking problem.
I'm sorry, can we stop and talk? Ever had a boss you couldn't stand?
Well, we're experts on leadership and company culture, and today we're breaking down horrible bosses from TV and film.
This is Executive Judgment.
We have sort of a problem here. Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
Oh. When you think about our communication, about 7% of the things we communicate to people are the words. And then another 38% of that's going to be your tone of voice. And 55% of what you're communicating to somebody is your body language. And so I take a look at this guy. He's providing conflicting messages with every single part of what he's doing. This is important with his words.
We have sort of a problem here.
I don't really like you or believe you with his tone.
If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great.
This really doesn't matter with his body language. And that's just going to send any kind of an employee into a tailspin of, wait, what does this guy actually want?
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
He clearly has no respect for people or for the people who work for him, whether he believes that they're underlings or that his job is more important than theirs. There's no bilateral communication happening here. He's just tossing decisions at his employee without asking for feedback. That's not an efficient way to develop a team.
You were 2 minutes late, Nick.
Morning.
And I didn't think I had to punch a clock with you.
You don't. Sorry.
That's all right, I'll just attribute this to your drinking problem.
Those words are transformative. Now the whole office thinks that he has a drinking problem, and it's coming from the leader. So it is going to be held in regard. Oh, he said it. It must be. As leaders, we've got to make sure that we are speaking highly of our people, that we are speaking constructively of our people, and that we are doing them no harm when we speak of or to them.
You know, for months you've been hinting that I was in line for that promotion?
And look how hard you've been working.
What, you just lying to me?
Lying? No, Nick. Motivated.
In situations where the leadership is self-absorbed and non-transparent, it is time for the employee to stand in their own power. Really make a business case for why they are there and why they should be treated with respect and consideration, and have that conversation as a one-on-one. It's incredibly difficult to do. It can be very scary, especially if you're young in your career. But before we are an employee, we are a human being.
You know that last month you made me work so late, I missed saying goodbye to my gam-gam?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I had no idea that you called your grandmother Gam.
I had a really emotional reaction to this clip because it just reminds me of all the times that I've made sacrifices for my job. While this is for comedic effect, it's not funny in our personal lives. No one is going to give you permission to take care of yourself and your family, and you have to take it.
There you are, Emily. How many times do I have to scream your name?
Actually, it's Andy. My name is Andy. Andrea, but everybody calls me Andy.
She just kind of smiles like, sure, your name's Andy. She doesn't even acknowledge who this person is. She's also not going to give her any time for questions.
Please bore someone else with your questions.
And she's not giving clear direction.
I need 10 or 15 skirts from Calvin Klein. And remind Jocelyn, I need to see a few of those satchels that Mark is doing in the Pony.
She's just rattling off a list of things to do. She's setting her up to fail.
And Emily?
Yes?
That's all.
Feels very dehumanizing in that space. Her gazing at Andrea's shoes like they don't belong or like she doesn't belong. When people feel dehumanized at work, they cannot bring their best selves. So now you are second guessing your abilities. You are questioning whether you belong there.
I love the high standards, the excellence, but the way you get there is really important, especially with someone who's brand new.
And while I'm personally proud of the fact that you're all unhappy, Harvard is not. So I've invited a representative from the law school to see firsthand how joyful you all are under my tutelage.
In this clip, we're seeing an optics-based organization and a boss who only cares about how things look. It's a way for them to maintain this image to the public, to future employees of, we're an amazing place to work.
So, you want us to lie?
No. I want you to convince this woman that Pearson Hardman makes you rainbows.
He doesn't have the tools or the skills to inspire or encourage or motivate. So instead, he's using the total opposite, and that's fear.
When we talk about the culture of a group, whether that's a classroom or a company, the leader themselves sets the tone for that culture. Litt does not have integrity. And I think that if you were to look closer throughout the rest of that group because of that, there's a lot of other shady things that are going on within that law firm because it's been tacitly approved by the leadership. And as a leader, we should always be reflecting on where is our integrity, where are we going to be leading from, and why should anybody want to be led by us in the first place?
That's the way it works. There are no credits on commercials.
You got the Clio.
It's your job. I give you money, you give me ideas.
And you never say thank you.
That's what the money is for.
Just saying thank you for sharing that idea, that would change how she is interacting with him. It would change how excitable she is right now. It would bring her back into a scenario where she's on the level with this person and can have a rational conversation.
It's going to lead to her overall just not being happy at work, not being as productive. People are motivated by different things. So you do have to understand how your people actually feel motivated to work hard, to work extra.
You're young. You will get your recognition. And honestly, it is absolutely ridiculous to be 2 years into your career and counting your ideas.
I think a lot of early in your career professionals have this idea that their genius should bubble to the top immediately. But the reality is that in the world of corporate America, there is a point in time where you have to put in work. We have to prove ourselves to make sure that we get to stay in those positions so that we can grow and develop to be the award-winning commercial writers.
Everything to you is an opportunity. And you should be thanking me every morning when you wake up, along with Jesus, for giving you another day.
I think the message that he's sharing is really important for her to hear. It's the way he's sharing it. As leaders, we do have to break things down for our team members sometimes and give them the kind of like the harsh reality. He's not painting for her a picture of what the next step looks like. He's just being very flippant about it and making it about himself. And he's not giving her that level of consideration and education. Yes, he's a bad boss, but I think he actually has some good things to share. He just needs some refinement.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Now, was I rushing or was I dragging?
This is a very extreme clip. In a corporate setting, you may hear things like bullying language and being yelled at in public. You literally sit there and you gray rock it because they're wanting a reaction out of you. So the thing you can do best is to put on your brave face and your poker face and just say nothing.
Now answer my question. Were you rushing or were you dragging? Answer!
Rushing.
There's such a better way when you can inspire the people to reach that vision as opposed to drag them towards your vision like a tyrant. If you're the person who's on the receiving end of this kind of bullying, there are ways to move forward to get that help. But it's also going to require that you say something. Sometimes that conversation can be had with the leader. Sometimes that's too dangerous. You got to get other people involved, and that's okay. This is fundamentally a human enterprise that we're engaging in. And if you are not interested in the work of human relationships, human care, compassion, and support, then you are really not in the business of leadership.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know in the comments what TV show or film we should break down and judge next.